Yes, Leo. Look like you connect up live, you know.
It is. Did you know that today, I mean, this month is my sister's birth month, right?
Uh-huh.
She died in May 2013, and she died of complications from breast cancer. And
Oh,
this
really?
month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that?
Yes, I'll wear my pin every day in October. We look a pink pin.
I need to go put on my next Saturday morning. Remind me to wear pink.
All right.
Pink. We're gonna wear pink. All the way wear pink Saturday morning.
All right.
All right. I don't know where Miss Sting is, but I hope she hears us. I hope she heard us.
She wear pink, man.
She will wear pink?
Yeah, she don't have no problem with that.
I have an app that your clock is slow. Somebody,
your clock is slow.
My clock slow. Oh, we're on, Nikki. We're on. We're on. She's been sitting there waiting, you know. We're on live.
Oh, that is your clock.
Oh, Lord have mercy. She texts me and say, I can't find the show. I can't find the show. This was 7 o'clock. I say, Nikki, at 8 o'clock at the show. 8 o'clock Jamaica time. Jesus, peace.
She have all good reason to find the show because the show not started.
It started. Oh, so we see, I have somebody said, good evening, everyone. Great to be here. I have a software that has everybody's from all of the 4 platforms that we're on, all their comments is right here in front of me.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I can.
That's new.
Actually, yeah, actually, I'm next for Saturday morning when we are all wearing pink.
Yes.
I'll see if I can log you guys onto it so that you can get a chance to see everything at one place. Nobody have to go search around the place for nothing.
Well, that's good. That's really good news, Leo. Look like you're stepping up on your.
I'm stepping up. Stepping up.
Your capacity and your competence, man. You step up and step out.
Open sesame. Open sesame. Here comes Rasta Dread. Boom.
Here comes technology.
and they're coming in fast. You know, we have Louis Boss Chief Bryden. I've never heard that. Louis.
Never call that Jerusalem.
Loris Bryden. Dianna Brandy Zilbergen is on. That's the favorite lady. Sharon Watson is on YouTube. Okay. Karina Mason, and Karen Daly. So we have everybody from everywhere. Nobody can tell a lie for me this week. Okay?
Totally covered. You're streaming. Clearly, you have all the connections. You got them right. And you're streaming perfectly. Good, yes. Leo, good. Yes. You earn your grade today. You know, have to buy no certificate. You know, have to buy no diploma. You earn it.
Full marks. I have my certificate.
No, full marks earned by you because you could still have full marks, you know. But full marks earned by you.
Oh yeah.
Because I noticed a particular institution of higher learning declaring that they have to revamp the examinations because everybody was seemingly having full marks.
Oh, is that right? Everybody was getting but then there was another one that was there was a breach and people were getting masters and PhDs and isn't that something like that? There was something like that too?
Really? People are getting no, I didn't.
Or was it bachelors? It was bachelors.
Yes.
It was bachelors. Okay.
Yes, man. There's one that you could get whatever you wanted whenever you need it. So, I'm happy that you have earned, especially in this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you have
Good
you have
evening.
earned it.
Look at sad face. Look at sad face. Good evening, sad face.
That's sad. Good evening, everyone.
How was your day?
Busy, but good.
Okay. Today was really kind of hot in Jamaica. I thought it was not, the day before was worse, but today was really kind of warm. The temperatures were quite warm here today.
Hold on. What is warm? Is it warm as in warm or hot warm? What is it?
Hot warm.
Yeah, Jamaica, hot. Jamaica hot, right?
Yes, it was hot warm. But another interesting thing for me today is that I came across something that I had not eaten since in a while yet. I can't say since childhood. I have eaten it during my adult life, but not in recent times. A sham. I don't know. I mean, the average Jamaican probably recall it growing up as a staple alongside the sweeties, the paradise plums, and that sort of thing.
Okay. Tell me what asham is, please, because I said Mary come from, remember.
Oh, forget, have different strange things going in St. Mary. So we other people, apart from you folks in St. Mary, we use parched corn and they grate it real fine and they add some spices to it. I think cinnamon and sugar, Michelle. I don't know if they add nutmeg or thing, but I somehow suspect that they'd probably put a little nutmeg to raise the flavor and it becomes a snack, a healthy enough snack. So you just dust it and it tend to be quite dusty and you have a challenge if you get choked on it.
Oh, no,
you have to have a lot of water.
You know what? We don't want that at St. Mary. We don't want that at St. Mary. We want something that we can just swallow. We don't have to worry about nothing. No.
You can just wait for starchy mango tree then.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Starchy mango tree. Boop.
let's recognize the month of October being breast cancer awareness. No, it's not your month. I'm sorry, Michelle. It's not your birth month.
No. I just got somebody that said I have a solemn look, so I just smile.
Okay.
No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, it's breast cancer month.
Yes, breast cancer awareness month. And so we want to big up the people who are survivors and, sad for the persons who have lost their lives and the families who have, were left behind because of this really sad thing. Them never find no cure for cancer, right? No, never.
Not yet.
They say with breast cancer, it's less likely that you'll die.
If it's caught early and you do something about it, yes.
Yeah.
Because my sister died from complications because she never did the things that she needed to do to prevent it further.
Mm-hmm.
It spread.
I was sorry to hear that you lost a family member, but I've known so many persons who have suffered that and who have survived. A significant number of survivors are out there who can tell their stories. And what we need to note and to remind men that is not a woman thing.
Anymore.
No, it's not a woman thing. First time them said breast cancer, everybody look to woman.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Yeah, men are getting it in high numbers.
Yes. I wonder why though.
Really have a birth.
They have mammary glands.
Them not exercise enough.
No, some men have high female stuff going on inside of them.
Okay. All right.
So
well, we celebrate those persons who have endured the struggle of breast cancer and the family members who have supported them and who will continue to support them, the doctors, the scientists, the researchers who are just seeking ways to solve it. So we celebrate that. All righty.
Yes. Thank you, Dianna. You just come through. Last week you bummed way out, and but this week you always come through.
I don't know. We always come through for each other. So nobody can call me out and say me never come through. I make people because you never know how to stream a video. And me never did ever tell you.
Listen. We can't say anything else. There's a mouth set for chat. That's how you go. How that go? Mouth set for chat.
Mouth set for mouth meant for talk.
I don't know if I did turban, but it just make me feel. I don't know. It just.
You feel read up like you want to do a read up?
like you know, like not alive.
All right, let me read you up. Let me get my scissors.
Get the book. And the candle.
I just want candle. I want pencil to put right here.
And the pencil side of your head over your ears.
I say go. Read up people they have pencil inside of their head.
Something.
But I think you had some people who were evangelists and who would go through communities and preach and so warn us. Yes. But they're not necessarily miracle workers.
Yeah, Pentecostal used to do that.
They're good Christian people who that's their calling and they go around dressed and like that, but they're not really Obia people.
Yeah, we're full white.
Yes.
The full white people Poco Mania kind of people.
Yeah, Poco Mania.
Some of them are practicing, but anybody know any Poco Mania person they want to talk about outside here, please? Tell me.
No, like right when we used to go into where I lived, there was a church, a Poco Mania church. And like every Sunday, they used to walk. They used to beat drum and walk and sing. And they had one in Falmouth. I don't know if they are alive right now because I haven't heard about them, but they used to walk around March every Sunday.
So did they have a church?
They had churches.
Okay.
So the one, the church that I know in Rockabessa, which for me grew up, from me born until me left Rockabessa, and even after me go back, the same thing happen every day. I mean, every day. You wake up, 6 o'clock in the morning, boom, me can't tell you how the drum sound. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And you hear that whole for about 5 minutes. And then at 6 o'clock in the evening again, boom, 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 boom.
Well, I'm tell you, say you must get up.
What am I doing 6 o'clock in the evening? What am I doing 6 o'clock in the evening for again?
You must go to your bed.
I don't think anybody in our community understood it.
Well, it must be that the sun is up now or the sun gone down and we're celebrating it.
Oh,
so
you see how you go?
That is my reading on it.
I think you grew up with one of those people. I bet you.
Well, you probably should have worried. You should have been very worried that me probably is one. So.
I want to take some comments before we start the show. Good evening, everybody. This is Leo Gilling alongside Dianna Davis Smith. That's Dr. Dianna Davis Smith, and also attorney Michelle Fanger. And so we have a lot of comments. There's Dianna said, I know a male that survived breast cancer. Yes. Beverly Brown, my daughter is a double mastectomy survivor. Wow. Whatever that means.
Mean that she had both. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. She had to reconstruct twice.
She never said she reconstruct. She said that she take them off.
Oh, she took them off. Okay, all right. Brenda Ebert says amen. I don't know what she said amen for, but it might be Dianna.
Well, amen is always so let it be. So we celebrate that.
Sonia Rose, good evening to you, Sonia Rose. Is that not what it's called, a sham?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I say.
A sham, yes.
I don't know other name. No other. All right, Nikki E says they beat the asham in a mortar too, and it nicely tried. And she come from St. Mary's. Well, she come from in the hills of St. Mary's. She come from the real part of St. Mary's.
She far more exposed than you, for she know asham. Thank you, Miss East.
Beverly Brown said, Lady Michelle, why that solemn look? Okay, we should saw that already. And Nikki said, me there. Sharon said, me there. Everybody has said, them dead. I sent out.
Well, we're all here. It was quite interesting today's news, and I don't know if you guys had a chance to hear it, but the Ministry of Education indicated that they are aware that more than 30%, 33% of students have not engaged in the past 19 months in school. No,
I mean,
that is scary if you ask
we
me.
knew that though. I mean, they're making it
Okay.
official, but that's something that every teacher has been saying for the longest time. I've spoken to so many teachers and all of them use the term 30%, 35%. So, you know, that's not, it's known.
It's horrible.
And
But
listen,
I saw where they're doing, sorry to cut you, but I saw where they have people going in the community now, social workers, like going, I'm not sure if you saw that article, like going door to door to try to find out what's happening to the students and trying to re-engage them. So that's
I just wanted to put this into perspective. There are 650,000 students going to school. Oh, no. Enrolled in school. 30% of that is 200 plus thousand kids who are not going to school. That makes a better, 33% can be something that we don't put a number to. It's just a number out there, a percentage out there. But when you put the number to it, 650,000 students times 33%, yes, that's a big number. That's 1/3 of the entire nations of children not going to school.
And you know, Leo, that really puts it into perspective, because 1/3 of 600,000 is 200,000. That a whole heap of homes affected. That a whole heap of picnic. That a whole heap of community. This is a whole heap of our adult population that's not ready.
Yes.
That's
and
scary.
those families are affected. No,
yes.
Because if the kids are too young, they can't go work. The mama can't, or the mom alone. A lot of families in Jamaica with mom alone. You know, and they can't go to work because the children is so young, which means they have to be home with the children. See, that's a lot.
Or they leave the children with abusers, because they said the abuse rate has gone up. I don't have the figures in front of me, but they published the numbers of calls they have received so far. Those are the ones that are brave enough to call. So it's really sad what's happening.
I wonder what this is not a joke, but I wonder what, you know, baby boomers back in the 45 through 60. I am a baby boomer, by the way. You know, if I were living in America when I was born. But I wonder how many, was there going to be a boom of pregnancies coming out of COVID?
I think nobody's so happy if you're going to have a boom of pregnancies.
well, it has increased pregnancy. It has increased. It has increased pregnancy.
Oh. So
really?
Are we going to have we call them again? COVID boomers?
Well,
yeah, they call them the COVID baby. They actually have a thing on Instagram, social media, because like they're moving more quickly than children. Like children born at day, like they could hold their head up straight. They're starting to crawl like at 1 month. So like people are posting these videos. But one doctor said the reason why is because women, like, they're supposed to not be working, you know, like your body when you're having a child, you're not supposed to be actively working, doing stuff, you know, so your body. So because they're not doing that and they're at home, these children are developing differently.
So is that scientific? Is that scientific?
A doctor said it. A doctor said it. A doctor
Michelle,
said
you're
it.
saying that it is best for a woman when she gets pregnant to stop working.
Not just, well, not like normal back then. Yeah, for the baby, but remember that if a person is high risk, you know, what the doctor always say?
Bed rest.
You have bed rest so your baby can grow and all that. So it's just like that's happening now.
We just want to hear it clearly for all those women out there who plan to get pregnant, that they have to make sure that they're in relationships where they can be sustained so that them don't have to work. Because
if it's possible, do it.
Are you
so
sure?
I remember somebody on the show, Michelle, in recent time said that they were going to go have a baby soon. So I just want them to know that they will be fully responsible for the woman because she have to rest.
Yeah, but that's somebody's so funny. Like when you do see the videos, like they literally like have their head up, they're like pushing, rolling at 10 days old, and you know, like it's a new phenomenon. It's
Okay,
not,
so
yeah, crawling at 2 months.
Diana, you know what you just did a while ago, right?
What?
You just went back into a conversation that we had a few weeks ago, or probably a month ago, about male dominance in the home.
Yes.
You're proposing, based on your comment a while ago, to allow the man to go out and work and the woman stay home with the baby, right? Is that what you're saying a while ago? Is that what you just said a while ago?
What I am saying is that the woman will have the baby, but for the maximum impact, for the greatest, healthiest child possible, the woman must be allowed not to work during that period.
What a way you come out of that one is that hard, but you try and you come out of it. Oh my God.
So Leo, with that said, she's not making breakfast. She's not making dinner. Right, Michelle?
Bed rest. Total bed rest. Total bed rest.
Strictly bed rest.
Causley Edwards says, I agree with Diana that with such a large number of students not being engaged in the educational process, it's very scary. Laura Hamilton Blackwood says, well, I am not a childbearing age. Don't have to worry about that. Come on, Laura. Come on. Oh, yeah. So, Diane almost came back full circle a while ago.
No, man, we're still not cooking and we're still not making the breakfast. So we even have far more reason now why we're not getting up in the mornings to make breakfast while husband sit down and eat the breakfast and no, we're not making no breakfast. You need to make the breakfast, leave it in the house. So when I roll over in my bed, I can get up, go and eat my breakfast, roll back into bed, get up, warm up the lunch, roll back into bed, and then when him come and make dinner, because I'm not warming up no more food more than twice for the day. So.
I wanna say good night to a friend of mine named Laro from Canada. Somebody, you remember the story when me tell about the shoes in a college? When we borrowed the guy's shoes. It was size 9 and I wore a 12 and he never get back his shoes. That's Laro. Laro, good evening to you.
He wore a size 9 and you wear 12 and you borrow for him shoes.
Yeah. Yes.
And shoes mash up.
He never come back. He never come back and he never wear that shoes again. But I was trapped. I was in a bind. Then take my boot, my nice pair of police boot when I wear to college, the one shoes I have, and then pour dirty water and sardine and all kind of things because it never smelled right, and I had to keep it on the outside of the dorm, right? And then because them decide that they will mess up my shoes just because it doesn't have the right
smell.
Smell.
No, I never put baking soda in there or something.
I was
why never dry your toes at night? How many other people got grubbed like that? Grubbing is a serious thing, you know, Leo. That is grubbing. So they grub you. It's not grubbing. It's your fault. That's not grubbing.
Let me tell you something. Them never want to hear my voice again from that time. Never. You can ask Laro. Laro says, all the what is there? All the best, bro. Okay, yes, cool.
We're going to talk about love today.
I can.
But we tell people we're gonna talk about love. The love.
Buju loves his daughter. Buju loves his daughter. There are two stories in the news today. There's one where there's an artist or an entertainer whose daughter was found killed somewhere in Florida here. She was found.
DJ.
The DJ, right? And then
in Florida, not a Jamaican.
No, you know, it came out in the Jamaican paper. I didn't check to see.
I don't think he's Jamaican though.
Yeah, I don't know why it came out in the
But there is part of the whole carnival scene. So it's from the Caribbean island.
Right. And then, Buju's daughter is missing.
He's not.
You find out? You find out? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
She put out a statement through her lawyer that she's not missing.
So when the cleaner getting a story from?
Well, no, there was a police report that she was missing. Maybe she wasn't getting a hold of some family members, but she was speaking to her mom, but not her father and her other siblings.
So she's missing to some.
So she's just missing for a short time.
Okay, well, we're happy that is ended. Okay. I don't know.
But we're not doing love.
What do you mean? What is this woman? You have a question? You have a question?
No, but you
this is Dr. Love. Bring your problems to me.
Love.
Bring your problems to me. This is Dr. Love. Bring your problems to me. What is the problem?
We started off by talking about teenage love and whether or not there really is such real love, or what is it, love or infatuation? Leo, since you're the techie man, do we have the Zoom? Can we do a quick poll where people can just vote quickly to say?
I don't know how to do that. I'm so sorry. I'm not techie that way.
Okay,
you have to do it on Facebook. You have to do it on Facebook. But I would want everybody to be involved. But you can ask them, because I can take it. You can just ask them, you know, if they were in love at 16 years old, and was it real love? Ask them that.
Anybody was in love at 16 years old, and was it real love? What was it? Puppy love? Tell us. Let us know.
For me, it was.
Was a puppy love or love?
No, man, real love. Probably one of
so all you know said it was real love.
None of your business. 16. You would never know that it was real love when you fall in love either. How do you know when it was real love?
But we never tell nobody.
You can't measure love. How do you measure love?
That's a Dianna tell us that she ever in love. You hear what she asked?
Did you tell me was in love?
Okay, so therefore you can't ask me that question. You have no right to ask me that question.
But I'm wanting to know what it
No. If you have never been in love, you cannot ask that question at all.
I don't ask no question for me, no.
Exactly. I want to know what love is.
You want to know what love is?
Yeah.
You know, you have to go to the clubs and find a boyfriend and bring your problems to me, Dr. Love, tonight, and since she wants to go there. Let me see. My mom is early 50s, been married since 18, old.
She wasn't 15, she 18.
Went to high school with 4 kids still together. They're going great. Thank you. Who's that? That's Dianna. Sandra said, no, sir, I was scared of boys. That's understandable. If you're scared of boys, you can't experience love. you have to have a relationship to be in love. If you don't have a relationship, you can't be in love.
What is a relationship?
Daniel Powell Scarlett says there can be real love at 16.
You know, Gainel, how at 16 you're going to know is real love? That is my problem. There is no way that you can know it's real love at 16. Leo, by his own admission, says that you have to figure that out after. So at 16 you don't know.
What do you mean? I never said anything like that. I said Leo, you have to be in a relationship.
Oh, you have to be in a relationship.
It's love. Yeah.
But you can't be in a relationship at 15 or 16.
Why not?
because it's not permitted. You can't.
No. I think you guys are going by the standard, the government standard that you're 16 and you're supposed to be in school. Listen, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, people were getting married to women at 16 years old. And they were in love and they stayed married for a long time. What are you talking about?
You think that they stayed married because of love, or they stayed married because they were married?
What else would they stay married for? What is love? What is love? Love, it means a whole lot of things for a whole lot of different people.
Well, what is that love that keeps somebody married for 50 years?
Is it love or just an understanding or a partnership?
That could be, it could be partnership, it could be understanding, it could be love. So you have to decide what it is that you want, but you have to be in a relationship to find that out. People want to tell them,
but you can love somebody and not be in a relationship. Like where you can love each other and not be together.
No. You cannot be in love with somebody and not being in a relationship. That makes sense.
People just see somebody and say them love them.
You can love people.
Look at that. Okay, look at Princess Diana.
Love is different from love based on what everybody has said.
Okay, all right. Example. Look at Princess Diana and Charles when he got married. He said he was in love with Camilla, right? That Diana was not his first choice.
Okay.
He just did it because
or he's in love with somebody.
Girl. So that means he was married to her because it just fits the image of his family, which happened to a lot of people. And then he was in love with somebody else, another married person.
It's not about marriage. He was having a relationship with this other woman before he got involved with Diana.
Yeah, and he said, and he broke.
No, call up my name. No, call up my name.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Diana.
Well, I know so people here say, man. You have to be in a relationship to understand in love, what people call in love. Different from I love you or love, totally different. You have to understand the in love part. That's totally different. Was Leo in love at 15 with 1 million girls?
I just said, no, sir, I was scared of boys.
Yeah.
It now said there can be real love. Oh, you read that one at 16. Yeah. Don't skip through the comments, Leo.
Yeah, no, I'm not skipping through. I read the last two, but I'm just saying to you that in order for you to find out what love is, you must be in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, you cannot know love. What they call in love. No, people, when they say in love, they're talking about, oh, your brain and your heart work in sync, and all of that gets thrown at one person, and everything comes out. Everything what this person do is becomes a part of you, oneness, and don't have this understanding. And sometimes love want to quarrel like hell, but you still love each other. Just one of those things. The dynamics are real, are different. If you don't
want to know what love is,
as I said, go in
the
bar and go find one man. Eh?
You don't know this song. I want to know what love
is.
Okay. Who did that tune again? I want to know what love is. I mean, I remember it. But yeah, I remember that 1980s song.
Wham.
No, it's not Wham.
Because that shows that a lot of people
want on that. Wasn't the album name Wham that it was on? George Michael or something?
But that's not.
It was a George Michael. That's
a George Michael group song. No, it's not Wham song.
But if you look through the 80s, most of those songs are about love, like people wanting to know what love is. Whitney Houston wrote, well, how will I know if he really loves me? I say a prayer after every heartbeat. So people
Whitney Houston was in love. Whitney Houston admitted that she was in love with Bobby something or another. That she admitted that she was totally in love with him and integral. And she also admitted that, hey, him introduced me to drugs.
No, didn't he say she said it was her, something but she was in love with her best friend.
Who's her best friend?
but it was forbidden.
Who was her best friend? Her best friend was
her name? Robin, one lady.
Anyway, she stayed in love with this man for a long time and take all of the abuse.
Okay. Gaynell said, Michelle, love is patient and forgiving.
Thank you so much.
Loving in spite of and not because of. Dianna said, I know my parents are true love. It's like they just met. They're just meeting, always hugging, kissing. When I was a little kid, I used to be embarrassed as an adult. And now I'm so proud of them and the stable life they gave 4 kids. Or the Paulette said it's the Foreigners that sang that song.
Foreigner, that's exactly right. That's that. I want to know what love is.
Okay, Jean is asking the love doctor, where should I go to find love, Leo? To the bar. He said, what bar?
Listen, you don't go searching for love. Love is something that happens between 2 people when it's most unexpected. Yes? It's because you can just be talking and you develop this talking relationship and you find this kind of synergy that makes you want to talk with this person for the whole night, for the whole day, and you don't want to live apart. And then all of a sudden, when you find yourself having baby and thing, and you're still in love, and 50 years later, you're still in love because the connection was drawn. But you can never go searching for love. That don't make any sense. It happens. Love happened in the most unexpected places.
So it would just happen upon you walking down the road and you fall in love.
I tell the people, I go in a taxi, go fall in love with a taxi, man.
They sure do.
You never know.
You can never tell where. You can never tell where. When you meet that person.
How do you, some people have expectations as to the partner that they want to have in life. How do you attain those standards that you have for yourself if you just don't go somewhere to find that love?
That's okay. So me and expectations. I don't like expectation on friendships. I don't like expectations on relationships. I believe that when 2 people are together, they become vulnerable with each other because they open themselves to being wrong. They open themselves to be corrected. They open themselves to be heard. They open themselves to this other person, and the relationship is built on complete trust and honesty. And I think that's where it is. I think when you find that person, it's because you find someone who, when you talk to them, they talk back. You understand them. They understand you. They're honest. You are honest, and that's to me. That's what it is.
So Leo, you're not going to find out that you're in love until many years into the relationship then?
No, it doesn't have to be years. It can be a minute.
You can find out that you're in love with the person within a few days, within a few hours. You can never tell. I'm telling you, the most unexpected places and the most unexpected times. Trust me.
Dr. Love.
Yeah. Lorna
Ladies
said,
and gentlemen, you're listening to Dr. Love.
Thank you very much.
Love. Lorna said, my Christian friend got married at 17. That was 1975. They're still together. This is rare. At 16, we cannot decide on a career, much more to stay in love forever. Do you ever see how crazy some people get after they divorce? Start acting like teenagers. Jean says you look for qualities. Gaynell said that willingness to love an imperfect person perfectly.
I agree. I agree with the first comment about when you're 16, and I said this on the show the other night, when you're 16 and you fall in love, or you do anything that is unnatural, whether it's somebody tell you a lie or you extend it out to the rest of your life at 16 years old. So if someone did you wrong, if your best friend did you something wrong, it is the worst thing that could have happened into your entire life, right? And it's the same thing with when you fall in love at 16, 15, 16, 17, you believe for the rest of your life you're gonna love this person. It's natural because at that age, what happens with love What happens with love is that when you become older and what we call wiser, finances start standing in the way. Friendships start standing in the way. The rules of engagement, the rules of family, the rules of job, all of these things starting to take away from what really the love, the real true love is. Because now you have to focus on these things. I remember somebody told me one time that when she had the first baby, they were married, they were in love. And his wife said to him, boy, like you just said, Leo, any love we may have for your throat now, you know, at the baby I in love with now. that didn't last very long, because within another couple of years, they were in love, because it never left. In love means there's something deep down there that you care about that person. Why did you care about the person? It's probably the way you started. Go ahead.
So Leo, Dr. Love,
Yes.
is when somebody decides that, or some persons decide that the relationship not working and they have to go separate ways, is it because they're out of love?
No, it's because there's some external factors out there that is appearing bigger than the love that they have. You understand? It could be because of money, because one is not working and it's putting pressure on the other one. They start quarreling. That's external fact. That's external from the love that you really truly feel. Because once those two people break up, the hardest thing in their lives is the next 6 months, because they are still in love, but they know that they can't stay together because they have to go apart. So the next 6 months is going to be the most difficult part of their lives until they get over that person, that other person.
Yeah, but I've had cases where I do divorce cases where I've seen people married for 20, 30 years get divorced. And oftentimes, sometimes they're in agreement and they're like, just do a settlement where they just come to an agreement that it's not the love that's there anymore. Like they respect them, like you are a friend, you love them as a friend, but what you want in a partner is no longer there. Usually it's after the children have grown, they have left the nest, they realize that they really don't have much in common. After that, they have grown separate and they move towards divorce. So they can't fall out of whatever they had and find it with somebody else, because sometimes they're happy with other people and they get along with the other people, where you see they go to each other's house because they just have that agreement.
Again, it's that external thing. It's that external factor. Those things that are on the outside of love, that's causing people to because if you truly, you get married at 19, 17, 18, and you live for 40 years, and you have 3 kids or 4 kids, and you live for 40 years together, and all of a sudden you want a divorce. I bet you it's not just the 2 of them. I bet you it's one of the 2 that is wanting a different kind of life, that they're probably tired of the problems that they had going through all those 40 years, the quarrels that they've had, the womanizing man with them, or the manizing woman with them, that kind of thing. Those things.
No, Leo, there is no such word. Let me object, lawyer. There is no womanizing woman.
Manizing.
No, there is no manizing woman. There's no such word, because there are none such.
Because they said, Leo, if you are going to encourage people to go and find love in a bar, he didn't say specifically a bar, then I don't believe you are a good love doctor. I have not looked for love in 100 years, and I can't imagine find the woman of my dreams. You never know.
Never know.
In a bar.
Cosley, you never know. Cosley.
You never know.
You never
People
know.
find their love in a strip club. You never know.
You never know. Guys, I'm telling you.
Perhaps the person is just not prepared to take a chance.
Because they have expectations. Because he has expectations.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
but you really are open. Because sometimes you are in a bar and a woman might walk into the bar and you're the bartender, and she starts unloading and you're listening, and you talk back and you listen. All of a sudden they have a date, and you never know what can happen from there.
Yeah, and as I said, there was this girl that met a guy in a bar, and he was an Ethiopian prince.
Whoa.
Imagine if she had never gone and had never spoken to that guy.
Yep.
I'd have to go,
Really,
look
which
it up.
bar? That is the
In
Ethiopian prince.
Washington, D.C. But you know,
Oh,
D.C.,
okay.
so
Darn.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand where you're going with that. Even if it weren't real, the possibility exists. You could go to a strip club, but of course, you could go to a strip club, and the girl will come and give you we call them again lap dance, a lap dance, they call it, right? The girl will come and give you a lap dance. You know, you could develop a relationship with her. You go back there and you say more on the girl there. And she
sometimes they're going to college.
And let me tell you something, you would have never believe in the next month you and I are going on a date. It's just the way life is. You never plan it.
And that's funny, because sometimes, they're actually in there working, putting themselves through college. So that person has ambition. Absolutely. And sometimes even the taxi person, like you date them, sometimes they have ambition of starting a business and doing, going back to school. Absolutely. But you never know. They just maybe need you to help them go along. But the guy finished his thing by saying, I am confident that such a woman may not be a dream, but rather a nightmare. Don't judge. Sanchez says, I disagree, Leo. When you love someone, nothing should ever come in between that love, especially material things. That was never love, and that was a lot of like. Anne Marie said, good night, lovely people. Diana said, love found me and married to someone who I'm not normally attracted to. I'm talking about race. So when he invited me out, even though he is gorgeous, May looks decent, I thought May get lost, of course. I didn't say that, just keep refusing. Then decided to go out with him. And here we are today. That's true. Give things a try. You never know.
I was on my music show a couple of weeks ago. This guy joined. He's from Arizona. And he was having we call it again, 42nd anniversary. And I played a couple of songs for him. And he sent me a message, can you call me? And when I called him, he said, those songs that you played were reminiscent of the days that I met my wife. And let me tell you a story. He says, when I met my wife, I said to her, you are the girl that I'm going to be married to. And she tell him off, pretty much tell him off and walk away from him and so how dare you, that kind of thing. And I mean, they have a couple of kids and they're 40. Listen, when I played those songs, he said, I feel like I am in love again at the age when I met my wife, when those songs are playing. That's good. So you never know. You never
know. Don't judge.
Yeah, that's an encouraging story, Leo. But I still believe, though, that at 16, teenagers, 17, really in this day and age, influenced by so many things, material, is going to have a hard time being in love at that age. They're going to be attracted to the picture on Instagram. They're going to be attracted to the fixed up picture on Facebook. They're going to be attracted to those things and not the person or what the person, who the person is, but more what the person looks like. So I think that's
Diana,
it's probably going to be historic.
There's so many other people out there, Diana, who are 35 and 40 and who have their advanced degrees, who still are looking for someone with an advanced degree, right? And if they don't find that person with an advanced degree, they're going to stay unmarried and without a boyfriend for the rest of their life, right? Now, hold on. Let me just finish. Let me finish my point. I am saying that even at 35 or 40, there are still things out there that distract you, that you probably will push your nose up on somebody, even though that person is going to be should have been your soulmate. But because of the things that going on in your mind, or you might have a pretty car, he might have a bank account, he might have a career, and that kind of stuff. Those things get in the way of love, just like you're saying at the 16-year-old, they should be thinking about that. The same thing. It's the same thing at different age.
But could I say something?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm 35. I have my degree. I have established myself. Why am I going to pick up somebody when I nothing to do at 35? Now have nothing for themselves.
That's my point.
That doesn't make no sense.
But that's my point.
That cannot be love. There can be no love there, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know.
I go
no, but there can be no love there because already we are going to be saying, but he can't support. And if we're going into something, we're going to be trusting and equally yoked and all of those things. You can't certainly be taking up somebody who are 35, don't have no career and not going anywhere.
No ambition. No stuff.
Love have to have some measures on it. There must be some.
They have to.
Because I don't expect that Christian to be taken. No.
Yeah, because like usually I do prenups, and I'm gonna be honest with you. That same age range, I have a lot of ladies trying to get married at that age, and they have to do these prenuptial agreements to protect themselves, which I have to explain to them. It is for their. Let me finish my thought.
Sorry about that.
Where you see, like one person called me. She's an author. She have 2 houses, several cars, travel all over. This guy live in our house. She pick him up. He has 6 children. He has done nothing. Like he owe the IRS and everything. And she want to get married. She says she in love with this person. So of course, prenuptial are the best option for her. This guy is bringing nothing to the table. So I have to explain everything. Like, you ain't owe IRS. If you don't file taxes together, you go maybe be your debt. Like, it's too much. So she have to protect herself. And this is what I have to deal with this young professional woman. Have to be men too. But they have to be protecting themselves because they work hard for what they have. And for somebody, for the same amount of years, doing nothing, you think love can't pay the bills? Sorry to say, but
all right. But okay, so listen, we are conflating 2 different things, right? We're conflating marriage and in love. 2 different things. All right.
Sorry,
marriage.
Leo. Pause. Just clarify for me. When we talk about in love, we're not talking about marriage.
No.
Okay.
Somebody in love, meaning that you really care about somebody, no matter what they have or what they don't have. You are in love with this person. You could be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and don't know how work. And you still in love. Or 20 and somebody at 25 and them at work and you not work and you're still in love. So that's that totally.
Oh, you say not plan no future with them. You're just in love.
You don't know. You don't know. One person can pull the other person up. You never know. Don't judge. Or this is what I'm talking about.
I'm not judge, but at 35.
Your reality is different. Now you have standards. What? That's the first thing you said to me. You don't have standards. I mean, understand that.
Come on, Leo. I
don't understand.
Like if we are 20 and we hustle together, I understand. But at 35, 40, no.
Leo,
when you get married, it's a different talk.
Leo, but Leo, you have to be in love to get married. So we have to get.
I agree with that.
No, but so people that's married and they're not in love?
Yes, they can. That's the law.
And you, Dr. Love, supporting that people get married?
I didn't say that I support it, but I just said that they don't have to. I didn't tell you that I support it, right? I said it does happen.
All right.
A marriage is an understanding between 2 people who have the same vision about something. Now, some people think that you must be in love before you get married. And that was the premise for marriage for a long time. But it ain't so anymore. People get married because they have something that they want to, put together to make a life easier. Yeah.
All right. I was going to ask if we could be married to different persons and be in love with other people.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot because sometimes people marry because it looks good. The person looks good on paper, it looks good to the family, so let's get married. But then love with somebody else, which their family would not approve of.
Indians do it all day long. The Indians, they don't even know them spouse. before them got married.
But they have a mental preparation that they're going to love this person.
No, sometimes they don't know who it is. It's just two parents.
Yes, but they have mentally prepared that whoever then get married to them going to love and treat and take care of.
But okay, but the marriage was not based on love.
No, but that's not what I say. I say that we can be married to two different persons and we're each in love with somebody else.
Oh yeah.
So what is it that is keeping the marriage? Is it not love?
No. It's the understanding, whatever the understanding is.
Okay.
Because they get married because people out there now who are getting married in open marriages, right? Open marriages mean that they can go out and have relationship with somebody else and then come back home to them wife or them husband. You understand?
Okay.
As long as they have an understanding, it's okay.
So sorry, just for clarity for us in Jamaica, when you have an open marriage, this is an agreement that you sign and say this is an open marriage.
Yes, totally.
So why married?
Huh?
Why bother married?
Because of money. Sometimes because of money. Sometimes because, listen, basketball guys married to women because them tall. Because they want them son or them daughter to become tall so that they can be basketball players too. Offsprings. People get married for offsprings because it creates the wealth. You understand?
They married for different reasons.
People married for different.
All right. I think that Dr. Love, thank you.
Thank you. Some
Do
comments.
we have any question out there from anybody?
Okay, hold on. Let me read the comments. Lorna says some men go through midlife crisis and find a young concubine, divorce his wife to be with her. Sometimes she drop him in 1 year. I have no pity for him. Diana said, Michelle, excuse me, but she sounds desperate. That female that is in love and getting together with a male with 6 kids and he has nothing. Please, no one asked if that was me. A female wouldn't like a male with all that to get with. I am not in that position and never would be, especially with 6 kids. Laughing. Paulette said, you don't have to be in love to get married. Dr. Love, they agree with you. Peter said, yes, Dr. Diana. Sadly, people get married and are not in love. Paulette said, lots of culture get married without a love connection. Diana said, Laura Hamilton, my grandmother said the same, but her rendition is he's trying to recapture his youth and he's a fool. And Marie said, I'm agree with Leo on this one. It's the understanding. And Beverly Brown says, people do arrange marriage.
All right.
Dr. Love, you're on a roll.
Dr. Love, we thank you very much for spending the past hour walking us through the fundamentals, the necessities, the misunderstandings of being in love and marriage.
Nice words.
We look forward to another session.
Actually, that's a good book, Love and Marriage. That's a good book. Next time we can talk about sex.
Okay.
I mean, sex as in boy and girl, okay? I mean, that means that you're a boy, you're a male, you know, your sex is
all right, Leo, don't bother define it. Let us look back at an issue, if we don't mind, that we started off with the education system, and how do we reach in a meaningful way those students who have been shut out of the education system by our own failures? How do we rescue those students? I am concerned that all of these students are in different grade levels. So for those students who would have finished school and probably earned a degree, they're stranded by a year because they haven't been in contact to finish their program of study. What is the economic fallout and social fallout that we're looking at going forward?
Well, I see that as a problem because, you know, 10 years from now, those are the people that we expect to be running our country. And whether or not they get a chance to go back to school, or whether or not they get to stay in the country, or whether they become a politician, depends on these 2 years that they've lost. I don't see a problem with our kids going back. You know, I don't see a problem with
because it's a politician too. All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. You know, I dare to say that, you know, once upon a time, I learned that there is a system of what's the call it again? There was a system of when you rear animals over and over again. What do you call it again? Whatever, farming. There's a farming system that only certain people get to become politicians in certain countries, right? And I don't know if it's in Jamaica, I don't know. And so they pick you up from you show signs at age like 5 or 6 or 7, and they put you in a program that will lead you up. So you become like, for example, the young PNP or the young JLP, PNPYO, JLPYO, whatever those, and those are the people that gets farmed into being later politicians. You understand? So maybe it doesn't really matter because some of the, if there is in fact a farm, those people are protected. But the other persons out in the country are going to have a problem.
So what you're saying, Leo, is it takes me back to readings on Plato and how they formed the hierarchy of a society by identifying certain traits for persons who would become scholars or soldiers vis-a-vis. Yes. So you're saying that that tradition continues even in our modern society where persons are selected and groomed for particular positions. I don't know that we can say for...
I could say that for Jamaica.
You can?
Pardon?
Yeah, I can.
You would say that for Jamaica?
Yeah, the reason why I said I could say it for Jamaica, because I've realized that those individuals who were involved in like the G2K or JLP are the ones that were, you know, like presidents and whatever are the ones that were placed to run as representatives, you know, councillor, MP are given high positions through this administration. And also for the PNP, I don't know what their group was called, the young version for them, like with the Damian Crawfords, but they were also given positions because they run these youth organizations. So they build them up to get to these positions. You don't really see anybody outside of that track that
goes further than that, you know.
And family members too.
It goes further than that, from in the 40s. From Manley and Bustamante.
What they call patriots.
Manley and Bustamante are cousins.
Yeah.
Right? And you share are married into the family and all of these guys are even the
Charles are married to the Golding.
The Prime Minister today calls himself son of Siaga.
Yeah, but you notice Purnell Charles is married to Bruce Golding's sister, and like they're all kind of related. That's it. So it's like, and it just continue on with the same thing. Like you hardly see anybody rise up and attain.
The Duncans.
Like, so is it then, Leo? I want to go back to what you had said earlier, that they would look for persons with the ability and the competence and rear them. But what we're admitting now is that it's more where you're born, which family or what your name is, and who you relate to.
It also
you connect to.
Definitely.
Which now becomes a bad thing for me, because it means that somebody who don't born with a particular name or within a particular circle don't stand much of a chance.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. And I'll tell you this: even if they went to the biggest school in Jamaica, I don't want to call any name. Even if they went to the biggest school, the one that produced all of these leaders and stuff, if you weren't a part of that thing, and I'm not saying this is Jamaica, I'm just saying, if you weren't in that clique of persons who were chosen, then you are left behind. You go run one company or something like that. But you don't become a leader. You don't become a leader.
I really just not feeling so well, because how am I going to make it to the Prime Minister? But too late now to go born again.
Well, the thing is that, the thing is this, because people allow people to push these people on them. But if you bring your grassroots, like you have your grassroots people who want, and you go out and do the work, you can get it.
Take some comments. Take some comments.
Not much. Just Dr. Dianna, what are some of your recommendations to the Ministry of Education? And Anne-Marie said education and economic inbreeding.
Oh, say that again. Who I hear that again?
Educational and economic inbreeding.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect term. That's a perfect term. That matches exactly the farming system that we're talking about. Absolutely.
Wow.
And this is why things stay in place and nothing really changes despite the administration changes. Because if you notice now with all the leaks that are happening, the bleedings of these ministries, and then you just kind of brush aside, another set goes in and it's the same thing. So I don't know.
Answer the question, Diana.
Which the question?
Somebody
what are my solutions? I think in the first instance that we perhaps should have extended the school year by a year, and persons should have just stayed where they were for a year. So they have an opportunity to catch up. We've gone 18 months and some schools 19 months and some institutions still not open for face-to-face. Still 19 months and some people have not seen a book during that period. We need to start over. We need a little pause button and start again. So I would probably do grades 6, which usually head to high school, let them do a test. And based on this test, you can perhaps place some of them. But in the first instance, I wouldn't send nobody to high school. Persons have finished their first year of high school and have not seen their institutions or even gone to a class. How do you move that person to second grade, to second form?
So I don't see why they're not going back to school. I don't think the government is doing enough in terms of getting those kids back to school, because they can go back to school. If the government sets up the right parameters, they can go back to school.
Yes, and that's truly some private institutions, perhaps most private institutions have opened for face-to-face.
Yeah.
And in fact, the very first institution to open in Jamaica in September was a private institution, kindergarten right up through high school. Yet our high school students still have no date that they're possibly going to return to high school.
Yeah, that's true. And every week I see a new private school that say we're open, doing in face.
Private schools are opening, private high schools, private prep schools.
I don't see the reason why they can't go back to school. They need to put in, what is the name of cleanser? Sanitizer. Put enough sanitizer by the drum in the schools.
But Leo, there is a system where, and the Ministry of Health comes in and does the inspection. You are required to check temperatures at the gate. You minimize parents going into classrooms and drop off. You check temperatures, you record it. They wash their hands, they sanitize, they head into school. They go to the classroom, they sanitize, they move on ahead. And you put in the extra points at which they can wash their hands, sanitize, and keep. You have a separate room. The Ministry of Health requires it. And we've had this in place in private schools from last year, where if somebody gets sick, they must have a section, a separate little room with a little bathroom that they can stay away from everybody until, they get picked up or whatever it is. So there are ways.
Everything is possible. And because kids are going back to school here. And all we know is that they wear masks to school. You have to wear masks to school, and you sanitize, and they have enough sanitizer. We have the money can buy drums of sanitizers a week. We can. We have enough money to buy to put what you call it, the thing where you measure your temperature.
Yeah, people donate them. And it kind of sad, each time I see the children here, like when I go by the different schools when I'm driving and I see the children walk into school with their mask, like children are smart enough. walking to school, you see them playing on the school ground. You know, they keeping their distance, but they're playing. And I'm like, oh my, I just feel so bad for those in Jamaica because it can be done.
Exactly right. Because I pass the schools every day and I have to stop and watch these kids walk across, hundreds of them walking across the street. And everybody have their mask on, right next to each other, you know.
And they talk and play.
To school. And as soon as they go to school, somebody at the gate, prep, 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 and then they go watch and you know, we can do it. Listen, the future of our country rests on our kids, and we have to protect that. We have to protect that.
Yeah, Anne-Marie said that is what set America and other countries apart from Jamaica when it comes to education opportunities. June says, it's like the British system. Look at how many politicians went to Oxford or Cambridge. The old school network carries a lot of clout for those who have political ambitions in the UK.
Absolutely.
Peter said, Dr. Diana, you may have to marry into the wholeness family.
She can't marry to me at all, because me not have nothing to so. Okay. I'm gonna find some kind of name, natural name. All right.
And Marie said, I would agree, Dr. D. And Marie said, that's what happened in Baltimore. Private school opened up before our public schools. And Marie said, most buildings in Jamaica have better air circulation.
Absolutely.
Gaynell said, Jamaica system is too backward. It can be done. Yeah, it can be done. Diana said, here, all the kids have returned to school with the exception of the kids who parents are doing online. My sister-in-law kids are being homeschooled, logging on and speaking with teachers online. I just like a regular school. I never leave home without my mask. My 2-year-old is exempt, of course. My mom has to make him a couple small ones. Yeah, and it's the funny thing, you know, like my son wears his mask. And now every time he's like, where's my mask?
Oh, tell him how old your son is. Oh, your son is?
He's 3.
3.
So he wants his mask, and when he's coming out, and then you see all the little children know with their mask. The parents know, like where I live, ensure that they have on their mask, and they wear it because they understand now that they need the mask, or they can't go out. You know, like they understand. So it can be done.
We can. Because, let me tell you. Oh, I better not share that. Diana, let me ask you this. What will happen if let me tell you, I'm going to ask you, what will happen if COVID ends tomorrow in Jamaica? What would happen?
School open.
School open. And what? We go back face to face, right?
Yes.
You think you see us parading with a lot of online classes? Do you see us parading with a lot of online classes?
I see private institutions still continuing with online classes.
And tertiary, right?
And tertiary private, but I don't see that.
Basic and infant schools and the primary schools and the secondary schools, they're gone right back, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So think about it. We can go back.
But I don't see us, though, Leo, I don't see Jamaica or any country being rid of COVID in the next 3-4 years.
I know.
I think that we have to learn to live with it. Yes. And learning to live with it don't mean that we discard mask. It's the adjustments that we make. And face-to-face instruction is imperative, especially in developing countries.
Absolutely. I can imagine that most of the students, when you talked about the 30%, the 33% students, are the ones that's in the country, and they're just out there.
Well, interestingly, a significant portion of the students are in Region 1, which includes Kingston, St. Andrew.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Area. So it is even scary. And I'm sure they don't live in particular addresses, these ones who are absent online. They live in a concentration in other addresses.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Yeah, I know.
And these are the same addresses that we say.
It's not all over the place. It's like they live a country in a Kingston.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah.
Ladies, take some comments before we go.
Lorna says she's too smart for that disastrous decision. I guess getting married to one of the whole nation.
Diana, you lose. You lose. But you know, the good thing about it is that in politics, if you make the right move at the right time and make the people them love you like how them love you on the show, you might be able to squeeze by. Right?
All right,
Start small.
Yeah.
Start small.
Yes.
Counselor, your work as counselor.
No,
Then
sir,
after
we can't
you
take
know,
the counselor because
she now got a counselor, I'm gonna take the headache. No, she don't want.
no, I'd like you them expect certain level of incompetence as a counselor. I don't know.
Me never said that. Me never said that.
No, but it's almost like that is it, because it's just you do little things. You're not expected to have major
To use your mind.
What I mean.
You're not expected to use your mind too much.
Yes, you're not expected to use your mind. You're expected to follow instructions because you're only fixing road, because there is no value. They don't see the greater value of fixing the roadway, the impact that fixing the roadway has on social and economic development. You don't see that.
Say something. I know y'all gonna be upset, but I must say this.
Oh, hold on, before you say it, who will be upset? Me or Diana? Which one?
I'll say you.
We.
What?
But in North Trelawney, this much I can say. No, this much I can say in North.
You're right. We're gonna be upset.
No, the counselors really work. Like I saw more of their impact, because remember we had so many things, like so much has happened in North Trelawney. Remember we have the cruise ship was important decision. They gave permission for these hotels to come in, so they were working to make Trelawney a tourist destination. Like a lot happened in North Trelawney, and they worked. To be honest, they worked. Like I knew our counselors, they worked.
Right, we're upset.
They're not worthless. Like I'm just saying, like North Trelawney.
No, I don't think Dan is disagreeing with what you're saying. Dan is not disagreeing with it. Dan is saying that the councillors have to wait on their MPs or the part or the.
Then when they not wait, then we cuss out MP. No, sir.
Yeah, but they have a subordinate role that can't take them very far. And she's not
it's essential, you know, it's essential, and we know how essential it is. But I don't think that they get the recognition or the authority or the power that really they ought to be ascribed at that level.
And I'm not putting Diana down there. I'm not putting Diana down there.
I'm not going to run.
You should go to North Trelawney because they
I still not sending her a North Trelawney.
They are strong.
Yes, I'm going to go North Trelawney. They go ahead.
They curse and they will go after you. Like the mayor, oh my God, yes. They go after you. They look out for the people. They're more powerful.
I see Diana running for prime minister, and I see her on the back of the truck, you know, parading with our mic and saying, people, you want change? You want change? Vote for I and I.
No, we can't use the line because people say right there, so you're lying. We don't believe you. We're not gonna use those lines.
I mean, we can.
You see, that's why I have to have my lawyer for vet, my message. Me just simply like I say, look here, we can't have 2 more generations of poverty or overtake it. We need to get forward. That's the simple message. Forward.
Forward we are going.
It's time. Thank you so much tonight, guys.
No, it's 9:19. Where you going? Your clock wrong.
Is it Diana? You sure?
Yes.
10:19.
Oh.
10:19, I mean.
Oh,
no, your clock really wrong. You didn't tell me say your clock now work. You need battery.
Battery.
You're running to.
Battery.
But Lorna says, Diana, remember, is a councillor turned mayor. Yeah, they vote for the mayor.
Okay. All right. Councillor turned mayor.
Councillors usually go to the schools. Like I remember, like every school year they go to the school, ensure the schools, you know, have what is needed. They really work. And the funny thing, I'm talking like how you guys are killing time. Leo's on his phone. But growing up, I never knew the difference between a JLP and a PNP counselor because they literally work for everybody. That much I could say. Like, you couldn't tell the difference. Like, it was the other day I know that the counselor for where my primary school was actually JLP. I did not know.
Did you tell Diana
that she married? That's how it ought to be.
Yeah.
Did you tell Diana that she had to marry into oldest family?
Oh yes, somebody said that.
Yeah, you have to marry into the oldest family. That's Peter Gay.
You know how that goes.
I think I'm too late for that.
Oh my God. All right.
All right, but there's hope yet. The conversation about the education must continue though.
A few people said, Gaynell said, my first time on this live, and it was insightful and engaging. Great session, team. Thanks for joining us, Gaynell. Join us again. We're here Saturdays, right?
Gaynell, I thank you for the subscription today. She subscribed to my YouTube channel. I never met her before.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gaynell. I don't know what she watched. Yes.
Sandra said, sorry guys, I'm making jerk chicken and rice.
Keep your jerk chicken. Keep your jerk chicken.
Yeah, don't be jealous.
No, we would have probably been jealous if said she was making festival with it.
I am coming back to Jamaica.
Okay, you're going in a few weeks, right?
About a month.
A month.
Hopefully.
You're not coming down to me.
I'm sorry?
No. What year?
By time we quit, we hear say, hey, I'm in Trinidad, you know.
Exactly. Am I surprised not buy me ticket?
Yeah.
They have cheap tickets now. Surprise.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Grab one, man, and come.
We're gonna wrap up though. I thank you guys for being here. Michelle, you wrap your wrap. Not the head tie.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, we're here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time and on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I always enjoy being here with you guys. I know at the beginning I was a little downer because of my head wrap. The voices weren't coming in yet. But I look forward to being with you again. And remember, COVID is still a thing. If you're so inclined, take the vaccine. And if not, sanitize, wear your mask, and social distance. And have a lovely rest of the week.
Don't start yet, Diana. You remember that guy who was on a video a week and a half ago, and he said he's gonna, if he doesn't get a job, he's gonna hurt somebody and start robbing people.
Rob people, yeah. Oh, you got it.
Then it turned around that he's now in college. He's now at NCU. He got two college offers, UCC and NCU, right? So I finally got him. I got a hold of him and he's very excited to come on the show on Saturday morning. So hopefully there won't be any problems with internet. We will have Mr. Michael Reed.
Next Sabbath.
Huh?
Continue. Next Sabbath. But continue.
We will have Mr. Michael Reed on Saturday morning. He's going to come on around about 11 o'clock Saturday morning. So be prepared. I want to know his story. I mean, this is a good story, Diana, right? It's a really nice story.
Well, I haven't seen the video. I'd love to see it. So the truth is I was going to ask if you would share it so I can see what the story is.
Yeah, man. It started out with him having, he was in a hooded thing and he was talking about how, him feel like hurting himself or hurting people because him have so much problem ups and down with jobs. He can't hold a job. People are firing him. Things are happening and he can't get hold a job. Okay. And then it went viral. And people from the diaspora and from Seventh-day Adventist Union came out. And the next time you saw him, a couple of days on the video, he was shaven, nice cut, and smiling. Huh? And then the next day, see him again, he was on a chicken farm. He owned his own chicken farm. And then a couple of days ago, he said he was accepted in college at NCU. So we are happy to see that kind of stuff that people came out for him. All right.
Well, I'm happy with in my turn.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the end result. I find it disturbing that the individual had to go through that to get to there.
Yes.
And I am concerned that there is a significant number out there who have not had, or we will not hear of in these videos, to give such an opportunity. We need to have a level playing field. We need to level the playing field. We need to have equal, adequate, and sufficient opportunities so people know as a matter of process that these are the steps I can take to be an independent individual doing something that is right and just for my own personal and professional growth and development and for the sake of my country.
Prime Minister, Prime Minister, Prime Minister, Prime Minister.
No, COVID is still a thing, as Michelle will always remind us. Wear your mask, sanitize, keep safe, and go get the vaccine.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is Leo Gilling saying ciao. See you Saturday morning, right here, so at 9 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Dr. Love, man.
10 o'clock for 10. All right.
Good night, Dr. Love.